And welcome to Latvian iLiving Lab pilot. Today here in Latvia we are celebrating Latvian freedom fighters Remembrance Day, which is called here more and more often known as a Latvijas diena. And it is a day about the courage and dedication. And actually today I can say that we have seen for 2 weeks more than 100 students' courage, dedication and determination to come to the conclusions of some challenges they have been facing. For 2 weeks we have got a bit crazy journey called Latvian iLiving Labs. 12 international teams were dealing with 6 challenges, and today is the showdown where we will see the end results of what you have been able to do within this time. So let's begin. What is the plan for today? You have a jury expert team who will be looking at your presentations, at your solutions, and you will have your 3 minutes of fame, 3 minutes to pitch your solution and give the best shot of telling the story of your challenge solution. And then for 4 minutes, jury will be asking you questions. This will be another time for you to give even more details on what you have been working on. There in left corner, you see a beautiful lady in red who will be your time manager. She will hold the 1 minute mark, so please follow the time, do not exceed it, as your time for team will be complete in 7 minutes in total. About the jury experts, so who will be evaluating your job done and who will be there to give you feedback, some notes, some questions. I would like to introduce you with 4 members of the jury, and let's start with E³UDRES², member of Valmiera Development Agency Board. Juris Čeičs, head of LIA Valmiera Business Incubator. Iveta Putniņa, the lead project manager, and I would say the heart of our European university here in our university, and Alvis Sokolovs, Dean of Faculty of Engineering. You have seen this week, I think, all of them. So, take the best you can from all of the questions and feedback you will receive for them. But without any further delay, let's start with the challenges. And before the break, we will see 6 teams. And we will start with a challenge called How Might We Help Society to Make Mindful Choices in Regard of Free Time and Leisure. And this challenge was tackled by Team 8 and Team 9. So we will start with Team 8. Welcome.
So, hello everybody. I have a question for all of you. Are you happy with how you spend your free time? Yes. We had our main target audience are students who work and live on their own. And our problem is that those students don't have any free time for leisure. And our goal is to educate and motivate those busy students to make some great free time. And our main values are support, inclusivity, and mental health. We used many different things like SWOT analysis, hexagonal thingy from Alvis, thank you, and also Canva. And we created an app called Free in a Cube. It has 3 different categories: a box, article, and a video section. In the box you will be able to fill it in with some different leisure time activities you did throughout the day, and there will be different videos and articles of the day, and they will have different topics like mental health, how to socialize, and also time management. And there will be only one video and one article per day, so you don't get lost in the app and don't spend all your free time in it. We are unique because we will not have any pop-up ads. The app is simple, it's educational, and it will bring no pressure to the user. We have also some competitors like time management apps, to-do apps like Forest. And we really hope that Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg will invest in us, but just in case they say no to us, we have a plan B. Our partners will be EU grant projects, universities and experts in different fields like IT, marketing, and so on. Our main finances will be salaries for our employees, QR codes, IT specialists, and the steps we will see how good the app is throughout user activity, time spent in the app, and downloads of the app. And this is our beautiful team: Diana, Efaisha, Mariah, Jana, Elizabeth, Victoria, Evgenia, Alice, and me. And dear jury, do you think that we forgot something? No, we did not. Here we ask you to scan your leisure time and see the app for yourself with this beautiful QR code.
By the way, you have on the wall screens also the same QR code, so you do not have to try to reach the front screen. Yeah, experts, your questions, please.
So it was a very quick journey. So yes, so we even did not manage yet to go into details. But anyway, I wanted maybe, can you pick one of the topics what you shared and maybe elaborate a little bit more? Whether it's the one where you discussed or you had the most doubts how to give the answer or anything now which. Where you feel you didn't tell everything what you had?
So maybe we will speak about the leisure. So we will speak about the leisure box more. So it's meant that people can put their what they do in the free time, in their leisure time. They can put all of the things there, but it's not like pressuring. You can just put whatever you like. And you can share it with your friends. That's the main goal. Like, you can see what your friends are doing, your friends can see what you are doing. And yeah, that's like more for fun. And so, yeah.
And also we had the idea that in the box you can look back, what did you do in your free time, like this week, this year, and then you kind of see that you were quite productive, or maybe you would like to improve something.
Did you think about how the target audience will be divided? For example, the students who are living in countryside and in urban areas, they can use your application in the same way, and your offers will be in equal quality?
So we will reach the target audience through these QR codes, and they will be posted in universities, workplaces, on the streets, in every place. It doesn't matter if it's like a city or an urban area, and they will have the same access as anyone else, and they can do anything else, everything else like other people.
Okay, at the beginning you will be funded by, I don't know, government or EU fund, but at the end, who will pay for this? How do you earn money?
There is no ads.
No ads, yeah, how do you?
When the app will be for free, so probably we won't earn for that. But we also had the idea that in those videos, we show places where you can spend your free time, and those places would like to pay to us, so they are in this app. So we're kind of advertising them, but not like pressuring a user with those many apps and distracting him.
Hidden ads, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Any more questions?
Okay. Yes, you showed competitors, you showed other applications which are kind of similar, time management, but and there were quite many. So can you give a clear distinction between, let's say, Todoist or Pomodoro app and yours? Like, what is the main difference?
Well, this is not like to-do app, and it's all about the leisure. You don't put in the books, in the box, like things you have to do, like work, school. You put things which you just did in your free time. So it's like your leisure to-do list, kind of, but not like to-do list.
So it's a different thing from, well, it's a different to-do list.
Well, it's not even to-do list. I would say it's a new concept of app.
New concept. I like it. I like that you said it's a new concept. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, one final question.
Okay. Who will make those videos you mentioned in your app? Who will pay for them and who will make those videos?
As we said, we will invite experts from different fields, like psychologists, and also maybe some students who had experienced a problem that they don't spend their free time good enough, but then they changed something, and they will also tell their story, how did they manage to have amazing free time. And we will pay those experts from the grants, which we hopefully will receive, or someone will invest in us. So that is our answer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please give the, yeah, you know what to do. Team 8 had to be the first ones, the brave ones, and I hope that for Team 10, now it's clear what you have to do, so please take your place here and we will hear what you have to offer for the same challenge.
Shrek. Do you sometimes feel like a Shrek in the swamp? Lonely? Because I do. Sometimes I feel like I'm just wasting all of my free time by doing some useless things that I don't get anything from. So we've made a research and we interviewed 25 people about their free time. The results showed us that the students are struggling more than any other age group regarding mindful choices of their free time. So based on those facts, we came up with a solution to unite them with similarly minded people and giving them the right tools, to make communities, to share their interests, and to spend their time together mindfully. So we came up with the app idea that could help you. How? It's easy. You register to our app, you enter your interests, and our algorithm will help to find communities exactly for you. It sounds familiar, right? it's like a Facebook or Reddit, but our app is better because our app, our algorithm will will give you the information about communities that will be right for exactly for you. Like, or on the other side, Facebook makes you do it on your own. And Reddit, we all know that in Reddit you need to, if you want to find something useful, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. And in our app, there will be only communities that will help you grow as a person. So we are planning to make partners with universities, Ministry of Education, and as we all know, everything costs something. Our initial cost is 15,000 euros, and our main income will be business incubator, grant project maybe, and maybe private investors. So we are planning to make communities with a university, communication with universities to use their communication channels to share or to spread the information about our app, and we could gain users and students to use our app. Our goal is to reach 3,000 users by the start of 2024. If we reach that, we will consider that our app is successful, and we will continue to maintain it and improve it. We are Team 10, and there is the QR code to the app. You can use your phones to try our MVP, like not the MVP, but prototype of our app. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, the rest of the team is coming here as well. You can see all the masterminds behind the solution. Experts, please, with the questions.
Yeah, the same question. Who will pay for it?
For what?
Well, how do you finance your project?
We were thinking that there are many organizations that will want to give us information, so we have content to give the users, like example, some tourism places, some educational materials, and these will be the ads. So they will pay us to put the information, and we will use it as a informational or like opportunity to spend their users' time mindfully, so users could spend their time mindfully. So I answered the question.
Thank you. A very clear presentation. Thank you. My question is about the scope. What regional or national or global scope you will cover with this app, and what the plan about that?
Yeah, we didn't mention it in the presentation. So we are planning on doing it locally at the start. We are focusing on the Latvia and the students of Latvia. That's the answer to the question, I hope.
If I can continue with the same maybe question, the language of the app?
It's, I think, yeah, in English and in Latvian, because there are also international students in Latvia, so they could use the app, and this would be easier for them to make communities, to join communities, to find people to communicate.
Okay, and I had another question. So I really liked your idea, what you mentioned, that you will be partnering with communities which offer growth. Can you tell a little bit more what are the criteria maybe for those partners? So whom you would like to invite to cooperate? So how do you evaluate if that partner is the community which offers you growth?
So basically, the idea would be that we are uniting with, I can give an example. For example, one thing that we were thinking about in the Valmiera region would be Valmieras Olympic Center. The thing is, I think the main point would be how much can we give from the company to our user. So, for example, Valmiera's Olympic Center has the running trail or something like that you can use, like some other things like the indoor gym and something like that. If we would make the corporation that good that we can give them some small clients with us giving them small discounts, then that would make the perfect partnership. We gain something and they gain something. So I would say that it would be something that we can provide to our users that would benefit them, like some activities, something that they could do and they gain knowledge, something like that. So I would say the main point is that it needs to be useful time spending. And we cannot say now exactly what could be the strict critical points or something, criteria, yeah? But I think that's good enough for the start that we know what we want to give to our user. I hope I answered.
Okay, final question.
Yes, I really enjoyed your presentation, thank you. Maybe I had an issue with the first slide and the opening. I somehow missed it, but it's okay. It's because of the nerves, no. But if I would like to have a bit more clearly stated the problem or the challenge that you face. It's I didn't have somehow put the Shrek together with the problem, but I like that. All in all, really nice presentation.
There was a swam.
Okay, so our idea was that Shrek, he was lonely in his swamp and he wasn't happy. So that's about well-being and the community, that community makes you happy, and we could include that also in that way that if you are not using your time mindfully, you are not happy. And if you are spending time together, you are using your time mindfully and you are happy.
Okay, thank you, thank you, perfect.
Okay, thank you, Team 10. Yeah, teams, you can see how it would be to talk to your end users when they do not understand or have no clue what you just told them. But yeah, about getting the message around. The next challenge will go regarding this topic, getting the message across in a culturally intelligent way. Team 5 and Team 12 will be giving their solutions, and I am inviting here Team 5 as the first ones, please.
Okay, hello. My name is Greta, and we are from the Team 5, together with Marcus. And our challenge was getting the message across in a culturally intelligent way. And so we made the podcast, which is named To a Degree. And our goals were to help students and newcomers at the university, also become intermediary between university and the students, be honest and transparent about real-life situations, and last but not least, to provide useful resources and tips for the students.
So we have already recorded and published our first episode, which is available on Spotify. And for our next steps, we would like to keep working in the studio, record new episodes, and publish them to our listeners. And for our end goal, well, we're kind of already there. Our podcast is live, and you can see a sneak peek on the screen.
Oh, and welcome to a degree. The word works. All the fun, all the parties. That's wild. That's interesting.
Totally different country.
Cultures are walking around.
They force us to speak.
Smoke detectors. Okay, this is our room. This is nice.
Who's the heck that make the teacher messy?
How ironic, isn't it?
Those
are the people that I would make business with. The local students are very slow. They should finish the bachelor's. Wow, that's serious.
Okay, so further, our competitors, they are different people who also make the podcast. the students. And so why are we relevant? Because we are students who are making about student podcast. And we are trying to be culturally intelligent by having guest speakers from different countries. And about our partners, they are Vidzeme University and also E3×UDRES family.
Talking about finances, we have estimated that we would need 5,200 euros a month, and that is taking into account the salary for every team member and also the cost of renting a studio and all the audio equipment.
About external communication, we would use social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, also ads on social media, and put extra episodes on Patreon.
And to measure our success, we would use Spotify Analytics, which will show us how many listeners we are getting monthly. We would also take a look at our social media accounts to see comments and direct messages. And most importantly, we would talk directly to our Patreons, who are kind of like a part of our podcast family. And this is our team. Each one of us had our own tasks, but during this week we helped each other out, worked together, and have created the first episode of our podcast, and without the team effort we couldn't do it. So thank you and have a wonderful listening.
So yeah, all the other heroes are coming here as well to get the questions from the experts, please.
Thank you. Very nice presentation. Very nice podcast. I think it's a nice way to talk to audience. And yeah, do you also? First question would be: do you also consider talking to teachers and academic staff, researchers, or only students?
Yes, this was one of our ideas that later on we could use to get the message across all of the generations and ideas, so that not only parents and teachers could listen to us from the already created product, but that we could invite them to a discussion and get some more maybe problems solved.
Okay, and then you mentioned you need something about 5,200 euros a month?
Yeah, that would be if we pay salaries to each of the creators that are participating.
Okay. What kind of support would you consider instead of those 5,200? Maybe there can be something else that we, as your partners, I think we as university, your partners, what we could provide for you.
Well, if in terms of university, in first place we would need studio microphones, which we actually been offered so far, and most likely we would also need some applications. So far everything is free. Platforms we've been using are free, and it wasn't a problem. So if we planning on upgrading, obviously we would need more people, and we would need applications which would require money.
Okay, thank you. I have a question about content of your first podcast. So I haven't heard it yet, but could you share what were the topics or the messages? For example, if we want to relate your activities, for example, to content marketing of the university, which could be the basis of cooperation. So what kind of messages you can already share? Okay, so that was how you can use the podcast and try to bring the message that, for example, it is useful to study, go and study at the university or something related to this.
Okay, so at the first three themes you could already see a little bit in the sneak peek that we showed is dorms, leisure time, which is also connected to some of the challenges that we are having here, and relationships. So our main goal at the very beginning was to make it as relatable as possible to get the interest from the students. So, and what we found out during the process was that even though we have a student that is currently studying in Hungary but is from Indonesia, that they have a lot of common experiences with us. So we're sharing the differences in experiences and relatability, and that they could feel supported from us, and that, for example, if we invite another international student, or that we look at audience questions, for example, if we start the Patreon, we can get in touch with our community better, that they feel supported and that they feel that we hear them.
So, sorry, maybe I can also help to answer the question. So basically, the topic that we are talking about is also based on our own experience. Like for me, like for example, as an international student, so when I want to go to the another country to study, so basically I'm trying to looking for a lot of information, including the dorm and also the university life. So maybe from our podcast, it's going to be become a reliable resource for a new coming student also. Thank you.
Okay, and that's relevant, like how often this podcast will come out and how long it will be, and if it will be recorded in each country or only in one country and then spread over all these E³UDRES family, or because so many topics to cover. Do you have a plan?
Well, initially we were planning on making it twice a month at the start. Obviously, it depends on how it's gonna go, how people would appreciate it, and so far the plan is 2 times a month, and we're planning on recording it here in Latvia. So we also considered making it online, so students or guest speakers, they could be connecting to us online. Yeah.
And since we have started making more events through E³UDRES, we could get more international students here and interview them and work with them. So yeah, and the episode is 42 minutes long, so we're planning to keep not longer than that. And yeah, as we are including tips and tricks that, for example, could help people with admissions to university, which subject to choose and all of that stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And the same challenge was tackled also by Team 12. So please.
Traveling through Jenga. But what do we mean with traveling through Jenga? Make sure to listen if you want to know more.
So this week we had to create a podcast to get a message across in a culturally intelligent way.
So we had a goal, a problem, and a value.
So the pain is clashes of caused by misunderstanding, and the challenges are difficulty in communicating the meaning.
Our goal was to communicate through different cultures, and to learn, to reach that goal, we had to learn how to respect other cultures and don't think about, oh, that's gross, or something like that.
Oh, well, how it all started is that we gathered a team, we took a paper and a pen and started brainstorming ideas that could all people try to relate to, and think of best possible scenarios we could talk about.
Here you can see this is the subject of our first podcast, our first episode. It will be about national foods and cuisine. And here's a little trailer.
Hey, welcome to the podcast Traveling Through Jenga. The goal is simple. You pull out a piece of Jenga and you put it on top. Then you pick out the paper and read the question. Questions usually are related to one big topic, and you have to answer them clearly and give your opinion about your own culture or different cultures to which you have traveled before. and if the Jenga pieces fall, game ends.
So, our competitors, while making the podcast, we did a lot of research about other podcasts.
What makes us unique is that we are a hybrid, we are a small team, we can adapt, and it's based around Jenga. So it's the most unique thing. We play Jenga while we speak.
So, partners and cooperation?
So the partners would be people who are willing to express their own experience and share it.
Finances, one podcast will be around 1,710 euros a month, but it will include everything.
That includes like salary and bills.
And also a one-time thing, which is tech.
External communication would be like TikTok, Instagram, where the short clips are uploaded to catch audience eye, but the podcast itself would be uploaded on Spotify and YouTube.
Then our steps, tasks, and KPIs.
Steps are simple. We need to find speakers, script, record, edit, upload, and advertise the podcast.
And we will see our success according to viewers and listeners of our podcast.
Sorry, but we will be harsh and we will stop you as soon as you are exceeding your time. Yeah, there was one point of drama, now was the second, and you can give the third one.
This is like the final slides. Well, the last slides are...
A bit of cheating.
It's just us.
Thank you, just us. Well, are you coming to save the time? I have a question about the content and about the main challenge you had, this communication in culturally intelligent way. To speak about the different cultures, it's very important not to produce the stereotypes further. And it's very complicated if you are trying to do that in a funny way. Because, you know, most jokes are about the stereotypes, about the cultures. And then the question is about the content, who will create the content, and what kind of experts you are planning to involve to really reach the goal of this podcast. What was in the challenge?
Yeah, so we've already recorded our first episode, and how to make sure we don't get stereotypes is we have speakers from different countries. So we had in the first episodes 2 from Latvia, 1 from Hungary, and 1 from Belgium. So they can represent their own culture. So you don't get that stereotype, and you can just laugh about things in your culture and about the other one, because you can just see their experience and you can look through their view, actually.
Thank you. It's also about, I would say personally, breaking the stereotypes, because there are people from those countries who live in there and they have more experience in a way. They can also like share how most likely the stereotype came up to be a stereotype. It's about mostly, yeah, breaking the stereotype itself.
Why Jenga?
What?
Why did you choose this game, Jenga?
I guess...
and not some
yeah,
other game?
Well, mainly it was about brainstorming to think about something creative. Jenga is something you can see visually and also hear audio cues, for example, pieces falling. So it's good in a way, for example, for me as a listener. Personally, I enjoy watching a podcast usually, and I like visual material. But For example, in situations like when you're listening in the background, you can still hear when the podcast would end on like the cliffhanger. And also, it's funny in a way that it gives that unexpected feeling. You don't know when it will end.
So it can end in 5 minutes?
We have a grace period. It has to be longer than 10 minutes, the playing game itself. But of course, the introduction part is also like the small trailer, the introducing the host. That's not counted in like the total time.
Okay.
This will be the final question.
Yes, how will you earn money? Again.
Of course, the podcast will be uploaded on YouTube and on Spotify, and according to how many viewers and listeners you get money from Spotify and YouTube. And someone wants to fill in on it?
Also, based on the topics that we will speak about, we could get sponsors. For instance, we had our topic about food, so we could have like a Latvian cuisine, like garumā, sponsor us to give the foreigners on our show a taste test of their products, and therefore they will get free advertisement. Well, not free advertisement, but paid advertisements, while we have content to talk about.
Also, the external media that we have, like TikToks and things like that, they also generate revenue. Meanwhile, they're being advertisements, and ads itself on YouTube and also on TikTok and things like that. You can have click-through rate, which also can generate income.
How many users you need to have to these platforms pay you?
For example, on YouTube, you need 7 CPR, which is usually you get like 7 cents per 1,000 viewers, but that's like average per platform. If you are good, you can get it even higher.
Okay, thank you. And now we are moving to the third challenge, and it will be the final one for the part 1. And now we will hear 2 teams who were dealing with the challenge. How might we make a long-term rehabilitation highly individual and effective? It will be done by Team 4 and Team 9. So I'm welcoming Team 4 here on the stage.
Okay, good morning everyone. So on the behalf of my team, I'll tell you about our idea PhysioNet, which main challenge was to create long-term therapy more individual and effective. We have a bit of problem here. Okay, so our main aim is to bring awareness towards the physical health importance, because looking at the Do I just start again? Okay, so as I mentioned previously, our main aim is to bring awareness towards the importance of physical health, because currently, altogether, more than 90% all over the whole world doesn't attend physical therapy sessions or drop out after the first one because people don't think it's effective enough. So we can see that they need more motivation and keep them motivated. So this is where our prototype of PhysioNet app comes in handy. So we have created a prototype for an app that you can get once you attend your first physical therapy therapy session. You get the code, you make your own profile, you answer questions, you can chat with other people, and you can see exercises made just for you. For example, here we have a tiny video of our client. We named her Stacy, and Stacy suffers from lower back pain. Then Stacy decides to call and book a session with physical therapist. And later, when she attends to the clinic, Stacy gets invited to use our app. So she downloads it on her phone and she can use many available features. For example, here you can see our prototype of the app. And you can see all the sections in the app. We have chat, we have app, we have book your session online, you have all the videos that you have to do, and yeah. But for those people who don't feel comfortable enough attending physical therapy alone, we have created the concept of VR. For example, let's say you attend, but you're afraid, you don't feel safe, so you can create your own safe environment. Here we're gonna have a video of Stacy again. And she's attending group session, but she feels like she's going to be judged. So Stacy puts on the VR goggles, and she can create whatever safe space she wants. For example, she can be walking on mountains, or she can be walking around the sea. The presentation is taking a bit slower than it should have. Can you fast forward it? No? Okay. Yeah, well, for all this to work out, we can't forget about our resources, like let's say asking questions to the physical therapist and patients to know what we need on our app. We would also have our financial plan for it to work out. We would need investors and sponsors, and of course competitors. But we have many unique availabilities on our app, which would come in very handy. But in order to reach more people, we would present this idea as a package deal. You attend therapy and you get an app that will help you be active. And then later on, for us to gain feedback and learn and grow more, we would ask people questions, what they think about our app and what they think about us overall. That would help us learn and grow. Yeah. And then about our team, we had Reinis who worked on the VR, we had Carlos on the app, me and Darija, we worked on presentation and project management. That's kind of all. Thank you for your attention, and do you have any questions?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. One small question. I see that you have actually two products. And how you are planning really to link them? Maybe you can elaborate a little bit more, because I understood that there will be app, and if you are scared or something or feel unsafe, so you can wear VR glasses in the exercises, but just how they will be linked and how you will sell it as a one product.
One of them is like we have a prototype of an app already, and the VR is just a concept for now. But later in our idea, it's like, let's say you go to physical therapy session, where you have booked your session through our app, and then if you don't feel comfortable in the session, you get a chance to choose the VR glasses. It's like, we don't really promote the VR thing like a thing. We promote it as you go to the physical therapy session and you have a chance to throw the glasses on in case if it makes you feel more comfortable and safe in the environment. So it's like also one of the options in our app is to join group sessions if it makes you feel more comfortable. And then in the group sessions, you can choose the VR option.
Thanks a lot. This is an area where there is really a lot to explore and go into details. And at one point, it will be very financially intensive. You need a lot of funding to do it right, and that's why I wanted to ask, what are your conclusions or lessons learned during this week? What did you find out? What could work, especially in relation, how much does it cost, and what wouldn't work, definitely?
Well, it would cost a lot to make and maintain everything, but we would balance it by using other different products which can be used to improve physical health, like apothecary and gym by going to our app and consistently doing exercises and going to sessions. They will earn like in-app currency, which they can then exchange for like discounts or other products. So like different types of businesses can, I guess, promote their products. Therefore, we would equal, I guess, our monthly expenses with that.
Okay, one more question, please.
Thank you. Yeah, I like the idea, but have you talked to your potential partners? I mean, have you talked to some physiotherapists, some sports centers or somewhere?
We have talked with a physiotherapist from the Alcris Center that's here in Valmiera, and we explained her our idea, and we actually collaborated with her. She gave us our help so we could, let's say, make our insight better on how the app should look like and what should be there. Because at first we had a bit different plan, and then we had a talk with her where we presented our idea, and she was like, yeah, that's good, but you have to fix this and this and this, and that's what we worked on for the past 2 days.
Okay, thank you very much. Applause for the team 4. And now I will welcome team 9 to tell about their solution to the same challenge.
The presentation, so you stand on this side.
Try not to break the place. Thank you.
We can start. So, hello everyone, my name is Stefan, and I'm here to present our new platform called Physio. Physio deals with long-term rehabilitation. What is it? It is care from accidents to ongoing chronic issues. It has a goal to maximize function, independence, and quality of life. Our mission is to enhance specialist-patient interaction in the rehabilitation process by creating AI solutions, therapy, and administrative solutions with the goal of a more individual and inclusive approach. The main issues, as we found by communicating with the specialists in the industry, are number one, administration, which takes up to 10 hours per week of their time. This causes time availability and appointments problems, as well motivation and patient guidance. This causes up to 70% of patients not to finish the rehabilitation process. Our solution and the platform deals with all of these issues. Starting with a simple platform that makes profile creation very simple, which allows right patients to be connected to the right specialists. By making the problem defining very simple through questionnaires, as well as appointment scheduling very easy. We also offer personalization and individualization of the plan by having at-home videos which can be followed through both the website and the mobile app. And the mobile app has a very advanced feature of the AI implementation, which would allow the patients to work on their at-home exercises much better, much more individual, and it can be followed by the specialists as well to analyze. When it comes to competition, of course it exists. There are several online tools that offer, as well as they also offer AI technologies, but they are aimed towards the patients. Our solution unifies the patients and the specialists by addressing the data collection, the motivation, and the overall rehabilitation process in the platform. For the cooperation, number one resource we have is our outside partner, which we communicated with. They clarify the problem for us, and we would also like them to be involved in the future development as well as for continuous feedback. To develop the technologies and the competencies, we need various AI, IT experts for web and AI development, as well as researchers, scientists, physicians, and doctors. The steps, the funds, we would first like to source our funds from various EU projects, municipal, governmental funds, and also investors. And this would move in 3 stages. First would be the developmental stage to define the platform, the customer journey, as well as the prototype. And we would move then into the pilot phase to implement with 3 to 5 rehabilitation centers. And upon a successful pilot, we would move to a wider usage in Latvia and hopefully into rest of EU, with, of course, continuous improvement. And that would be all. This is my team next to me. And if you're interested in our app, you can see the QR links, the QR codes, and scan them.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Experts, your 4 minutes starts now.
Thank you for your presentation. Very nice, quite clear beginning. And I would like to ask, what was the topic that you spent the most time on? What was the most difficult part for you?
For us, it was mostly choosing the target audience, because in the beginning, when we tried to make the prototype, the idea, we made the prototype itself do a lot of things that were just too much, and our target audience, in the beginning we just thought maybe it would be the whole world and so on, but now we decided that it's mainly Latvian clinics and hospitals that could use it.
Thank you. You mentioned that you already, by developing this proposal, interviewed or had a contact with some kind of target audience, or can you elaborate more? What was that persons you asked and assessed the target group needs, actually?
So we had one person, but this person was a physiotherapist from here, from Valmiera. She works at E³UDRES², so she was representing not only herself, but all of her colleagues. There are about 4 people. We interviewed her twice. First time we understood what are the problems in long-term rehabilitation, and the second time we showed her our idea, and she helped us to make it more approachable for her and for her patients, because she also talked about patients' problems, how they don't have motivation or they don't do things properly. And then our other research, we Googled a lot.
Okay, the hospitals already have their own systems and so on. How you will get them to work on your system or implement your system in their usual life? Because I understood that the one phase, this customer joins, like registers, and the hospital also need to interact with your system.
Yeah, so the system would be purchased by the hospital to the clinic. Most probably this would be mostly used by private clinics, because most of them don't have their own good systems. And then they would use all of the features, the private clinics. But the hospitals could just use the smallest features that we offer, so they don't need schedule appointments and sending the data information and so on, but they could use the exercise videos and AI that helps you to do the exercise properly and all of those connections. That's what they would use most probably.
Okay, then this end user, this person, don't need to go to hospital, yeah?
So it's not really that. So in long-term rehabilitation, when you go, for example, for a psychotherapy, yeah, then physical therapy, then you have 2 things that you have to do. So you go to the doctor and they show you the exercise that you have to do, so you get better, and then the most work that you have to put in is doing it at home. And a lot of people can forget what they have to do, and a lot of people don't do the exercise properly because they are quite specific, and you have to always be tense and that.
Okay, final question.
If you now have to continue on this solution, which smaller detail you would like to focus on and maybe work a little bit more on this? Because as I saw it, it's already very ambitious and covering a lot of areas. But now if you have to break it down in smaller pieces, which one would you pick for further work?
Yeah, so now the platform does a lot. A lot of features are already established, like scheduling appointments. But for us, the small is, maybe it's not so small, but to choose one thing from our app to develop it fully would be the AI system that you can use only from your phone, that you don't need any sensors or something, and you can just scan yourself and film yourself, and then it just helps you. And then it would be available for all people who have smartphones, and that's almost all of the population.
Okay, thank you very much. 6 teams. Six teams now can feel more relaxed. They have done their biggest struggle for the week. Now for 10 minutes we will have a break, so I will welcome you back at 11:15.
Patiesībā viņas iemācās strādāt ar tām kanvām, viņi iemācās kaut kāds eldes, viņi iemācās diezgan daudz laika. Pirmā nedēļa ir online, tur viņi iemācās tās rīcības, kaut ko plānot. Un šitien viņi atnāk, un pirmā diena viņiem vispār, kas mēs tad esam, ko mēs darām. Un, ja mēs paskatītos...
Jo es jau īstenībā to kameru vispār sākumā neievēroju.
Es tā sapratu,
es tev prasīju, kur man ir jāstāv, tu saki stāvi, kur tu gribi?
Nē, tikai tu runā te priekšā, nē.
Tev nav tāda? Okay, teams, please start to take your places. We are a bit late already. It will take your time more. Okay, the first part has passed, so we have 6 more teams to hear. And we will go to the next challenge. It is called Design of Successful Negotiation and More. And you will hear the solutions and comments, presentations from Team 1 and Team 2. So let's start with Team 1.
Greetings. Our product is called Caffeine. It is an online learning platform for managers and owners of the catering and food sector that teaches effective negotiation techniques. Catering industry and its management are confronting a variety of issues: COVID-19, energy crisis, and now inflation. The support that managers require are financial, moral, and other forms that cannot be obtained without agreements and communication. It would be impossible to succeed in people-oriented industry without interacting with those around you. By developing this learning platform, we are providing Baltic food business owners and managers with the opportunity to learn how to successfully persuade new investors. We are also providing education on how to connect and establish connections with clients. As of right now, we created a prototype of Caffeine website, which would provide worthwhile video content worth roughly 10 hours regarding negotiation techniques in the food sector, including body language, communication, and others. Our next steps will be to expand our staff, advertise ourselves, and expand our firm beyond Baltic states. Our offering stands apart from other learning platforms because it is targeted at managers in the food business. We provide the option to book seminar, specifically catered to your needs as a manager, and the needs of your employees. There are many courses on negotiation and bargaining in the workplace, but we don't have any direct competitors. We produce products. They don't produce products that are exactly like ours. Some courses are 17 hours long and others even longer. The user can more effectively acquire necessary knowledge because our course is only 10 hours long and is packed with practical information that can be applied right away. The entire video library of our course features professionals instructing on how to negotiate, and it costs only $29.99. We need to collaborate with and partner with many specialists from a variety of sectors, including psychology, education, and more. We intend to work with Vidzemes University Multimedia Lab to film the course. We are working with web designers to construct an appealing homepage, and additionally we require another staff. We projected that 139,000 euros will be required to construct this product from scratch. Grants in European Social Fund, where we intend to get our funding from. Through Google advertising, startup business shows, and our social media platforms, we will market and communicate our product. We track the number of purchases, video views, and online feedback regarding how much this knowledge has benefited managers, them, to see our success. Our team is made up of a company manager, project manager, and others. In the end, I would like to say that long-term savings and in terms of time, money, and effort are solution what this business provides you for your business. And we are confident that together we can bring the best of you. Thank you for your attention. And yeah, while the jury are preparing questions, we would like to show a sneak peek for our website.
Question. Okay. So you said your main competitors are online courses like in Cambridge and somewhere else. And there are other online learning platforms like Coursera and stuff like that, and Udemy. So why would anybody come to you? How is your content better? What's so good about it that I would go, hey, I don't want all of those other things, I want these guys?
So we are especially working with the food industry, and our courses are more direct and more, I would say, managed to your needs.
What means direct? Like how?
You get all the knowledge that you can already use practically. The knowledge of the food industry, how you negotiate, how would body language, how would you communicate?
How food industry are somehow differs from other industries in the way of communication,
Well,
or selling or something.
Basically, it differs because the food industry is the one which has the most contact with clients, and in this course we put emphasis on negotiating with investors, negotiating with clients, negotiating with employees as well. So, how would you say? Oh yeah, okay. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, thank you. I think I will repeat the question. Can you give an example of difference? If I am a CEO at Valmieras Piens, which is a milk producing company, or if I'm CEO at Valpro right here, metalworking company, how is my negotiation going to be different with our partners, sales, or something like that?
Yeah, so we also give like specific knowledge on how to communicate not only with clients and employees and investors, but also like vendors, because this food industry is really dependent on relationship with your vendors and people who deliver you food and deliver you products. So that is also a very specific aspect that is only in this course. And as he said, for body language and communication and things like that, that is also a very a specific types of knowledge that you need to communicate with your clients, and we would get the experts that are exactly in this field. Like we were thinking that we would get like Michelin star restaurant managers who know how to do things, and investors who invest in these types of businesses. Yeah, so that's how it would differ from like the basic courses on negotiation, because that includes just the broad knowledge of everything, but this would be just in this sector.
Okay.
So you mentioned that for your competitors, so they have either 2 long courses or 2 short courses. Can you tell how you will define your length of the course so that it's exactly the right length?
Yeah, so we were calculating that it would take like 10 hours to watch this whole course, and if you buy it, you can watch it later as well. Like you make the profile and you can come back to this information if you need it. But these courses are like you go the 2-day course, for example, and you maybe even forget about what you learned in those 2 days. And the other one was where it's 8 weeks long, so that is very a huge amount of time. So maybe if you need like a quick advice on how to do this one thing, or if you have an important meeting tomorrow with an investor and you want some tips and tricks, so that's why our product is better. So because you can Google it and you quickly buy the course and you watch it, and because it's not too long. Thank you.
So 10 is the right number. How do you know that 10 is the right number?
Because we were thinking of the seven. We have seven sections. Like there's the introduction, then the body language, communication, etiquette, and things like that. And you can only buy the small part if you want. So you don't have to watch the whole 10 hours. You can see the only small part of advice that you need from the experts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Team 1. Teams, please try to be also quick on your answers to the expert questions. Team 2, now it's your opportunity to tell about your challenges.
Good. Okay. Hello, my name is Linda, and I'm the representative of Team 2 and our project Startigations. Here you can see all the startup founders of this year. According to the latest data, 90% of all startups fail, which means only 1 out of 10 startups succeed. It is because startups suck at negotiating funding and closing deals. Thankfully, we're here to change that and improve their chances. You might have seen other companies offering negotiation trainings, but are they tailored to your specific needs? Do you really want to waste a lot of time and money learning something that you already know? And do you want to go for outdated solutions? Are you a young tech company that hasn't attracted any investor funding yet? Do you struggle with negotiations? We're here to help. To prevent this issue, we offer unique negotiation solutions for inexperienced tech startups. Our solutions include, firstly, a negotiation simulation in which we use AI analysis to find what you lack in negotiations and offer a tailored training course. Secondly, access to a tool that finds the best matching investors from our database. Thirdly, a professional agent that will represent your startup in the negotiation process. With all these components, we are going to help startups develop the art of negotiation, provide them with practical training, and make them stand out from the competitors. Through our partners, we directly connect to our target audience of startups with the potential to succeed and lower the 90% of failed startups. By becoming our client, these are the wonderful benefits that you'll receive. Following up, we are also proud to say that our idea is profitable, and even taking into consideration our loan repayment, our business will be fully profitable by the end of the 3rd year. This is the most possible scenario, yet we have also made calculations for more positive or negative scenarios. We have already done the most crucial steps, which you can see here. There's still some work to be done, and at the moment, alongside other activities, we are focusing on getting our business loan, further developing the product, and deploying the product in the market. Here you can see our KPIs. They are 48 clients and the representation services, 20 monthly subscribers to our database in the 1st year, increasing that number by 100% yearly. And we aim that 90% of our clients get funding after our program. The people who are going to make all of this happen are 8 wonderful professionals with talents varying from project management, graphic design, IT, and food sciences. Together, we'll create a negotiation program that will secure success, even negotiating with the devil. Thank you for your attention, and we're open for negotiations.
Okay, let's see what kind of questions we'll try to negotiate experts with the team.
Okay, the startup must pay for your services, yeah? But they don't have the money.
They don't have the investor funding yet, but mostly startups either have their
personal funding, maybe a loan, or the startup capital with which they are developing their product so that investors can actually invest in their product.
Okay, then how much your service costs?
We have set base fees for our services, but because the startups don't really have much money, we are also open to negotiating the fee for that. And when it comes to negotiations, we have the fixed fee and then also the success fee when they actually get the funding. So when it comes to the training package, we are aiming for 2,000 euros for the mock-up consultation and then tailor-made training program, 1,000 for negotiation representation, and 200 euros monthly fee to access to our database.
Thank you. Very interesting presentation. I like your logo and also the title of the solution or something. I have a question about the training program, how it differs from what's happening in the business incubators, pre-business incubators, different business support programs already existing in Latvia, and not only in Latvia, in all over the world.
So what we are special is, what is our unique aspect is that we incorporate AI, and we have this negotiation simulation. During that, we assess that if their body language and everything, the skills that they already have, and then we make this adapted program. They don't have to do like the long program that other negotiation agencies do. So their course can be a month long or a week long, depending on their skills already.
So we also provide a service that we do negotiations for startups.
Did you explore also why these startups fail and whether there are any differences among, for example, those E³UDRES countries? So are the same reasons for Latvian startups to fail as, for example, in Hungary or Belgium?
Our primary goal is to start in the Latvian market because as Latvian Investment and Development Agency already stated, Latvia has the best startup ecosystem, and this is where we want to pilot our product first. And startups fail not only because of the negotiations, but also because maybe their product is not suitable for the market right now, maybe the product is not scalable, maybe the team cannot carry out their idea, and for many other reasons. Negotiation is a key aspect in that, but it's of course not the only reason why startups don't succeed.
But funding is a really big aspect why these startups don't succeed. And to get funding, you need to negotiate.
So it's something related to what Juris said also, that it makes a circle. So you don't know how to negotiate. You have to go to negotiate to get the money, but you don't have the money because you need to learn how to negotiate. It's because this a little bit for me is not quite clear. So how do you get the money if you can't negotiate? So
Isn't it the same with product, that to get the money first you also need money to develop the product?
Yeah, but that's what business incubators do. They provide this service. They teach you some things. So.
What was the question then?
The question is where do you fit in this the circle, the incubator, the schools, or where do you fit in? How do you actually generate money, or is that really the client who is paying you, or somebody else is paying you? So where where the money come from?
It is the client, the new startups who are paying us, and we aim to cooperate with business incubators, with these tech clusters, and people who organize hackathons, so that we can reach the startups, because we believe that our service is really fitting and needed for the market right now. And while business incubators offer a lot of knowledge about different fields, including negotiation, ours is specifically catered to the needs of the startups.
I believe the team will need to continue their discussion with experts afterwards. Thank you, team. And Okay, we are ready for the next challenge, and it is called How We Might Improve Physical Activity Level for People with Disabilities Using Digitalization or Technologies. And this will be the solutions provided by Team 3 and Team 6, so welcome.
So, hello, we are Team 3 and we created Tavataka. After an interview with Baiba Baikauska, we understood that there is one problem in Latvia. Not enough forest roads and paths have this possibility for people with disabilities such as wheelchairs and so on to be able to use these paths for physical activities and other things. That's why we came up with a goal to motivate people with physical disabilities to be more physically active while also becoming more socially included. And this is what we came up with. So this is an application called Tavataka, or in English, Your Trail, which specializes specifically in disabled people and helping them be more physically active in trails. Right now it's only active in Latvia, that's why at the moment the application also is in Latvian. But for instance, when registering, you can choose the type of movement you are capable of, and later on the application will help you with other things. Here was also an example of our notification systems, which I will tell you on later. Right now, these are our two main competitors, which is All Trails and geocaching, but there are some features that make us unique, as I said before. We have this specific movement selection, which will help you when you're walking on the path. You will actually get many types of games and activities that can help you in any way for moving. For instance, let's say a person is in a wheelchair, he will still get some type of task that will make him move his upper body and still get these physical activities. Also, the notification systems, such as seen similar in ways where you can message people that, let's say, there's a log fallen on the road and so on. These are our potential cooperation institutions in the future. We chose these institutions right now because we believe that we can really benefit each other. For instance, they can provide us with advice and financial support while we can help them reach their goals and tasks that they are reached out for themselves. After calculating all the costs, we came up with around 47,000 euros for the first year of operation, but after that, the creation of the app costs would come off and it would become cheaper the next years. And with external communications and how we plan to actually communicate here, we choose advertising, radio, booklets, press releases, and of course presentations in the associations I mentioned before. Our steps and tasks, how we would actually want everything to happen would be talking, of course, pitching our idea to the companies we want to reach out. After that, creating a social campaign, awareness campaign, and looking at the statistics and feedback after the campaign ends. And our KPIs would be at least 50 active monthly users after the 3 months of launch, at least some 200 installs and registrations during the first year, and some more or less 10 social shares in a month after release. And of course, brand awareness for ourselves. And this is our beautiful team. The roles are divided between each of us, and we believe that this should be a pretty successful idea. Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice. My question was that you have partners in cooperation, which are organizations like Apērons, who are working with people with disabilities. Why didn't you put them into the communication, external communication? How do you reach? And I think that's a very nice way to cooperate with your partner. He's also your channel to your client.
So there is a solution to this, which I also mentioned about these presentations. So practically, we present our idea, let's say, for upper rounds, and later on, we can provide them with the same presentation or some kind of materials they can put in their platforms for even bigger advertising and so on. So we have thought about that.
Thank you. I think very topical issue in Latvia, not only. Thank you for trying to solve that. And I have a question about you are proposing to help the people with disabilities to find their ways how to be more physically active. And then do you know how many options there is in Latvia for them actually to go outside and to be active? How our environment and the leisure places, how accessible they are for them? What will be the content of your trail? Like,
at the moment, as much as we know, not many outside or forest trails are really suitable for people with disabilities. That's why, for instance, we also want to take Latvijas valsts meža as one of our partners, because let's say they have created these trails, and we can help them make these trails available for more types of people also with disabilities, because as I said, not many trails have these features, and after we finish, we really hope on the fact that we will at least find trails that are suitable for them, and it will really broaden the aspect of everything that we can all do together.
Did you discuss also, is it Report Club, can you repeat the same approach and create the same app in other countries?
Yes, it should be compatible with practically every country in the world as long as we can make it happen.
And are there any things you have to take into account if you want to do the same thing in other countries?
For instance, let's say in Latvia, the country is quite flat. So, for instance, most of these paths and things, they can be quite easy to navigate around. But let's say we take it to Norway, it's a lot more mountainous, and then we have to take in consideration different aspects of, let's say, moving against a hill and so on. It can be more difficult, but I believe that it can be solved.
Did you validate this concept with someone who is have these disabilities?
In the beginning, I mentioned Baiba Baikovska, who is actually a person with disabilities, and she really liked the idea and told us that she would like to see that become reality.
Okay, and she is ready to pay for this, or who is paying for this application?
So we were talking about these financial things, and we decided that for the first 2 years at least, we wouldn't be basing our activities on earning something, being a business, you know. So we decided that maybe we would sustain our activities from the European Union funds or Latvian funds, whatever. And afterwards, we were thinking if it would really go well, if we would see that this can happen, we would add some features to the app. Maybe that someone can buy a pro mode.
Some premium programs.
Yes, something more advanced, something more interesting for them, and that could be one of the ways that we could earn money. But at the start, probably no.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for Team 3. And let's see what Team 6 has to say about this challenge and the offered solution.
Hello, everyone. So, let's start with a story. We know a guy named Mark who was involved in a car accident. Unfortunately, this accident resulted in him being paralyzed and losing the will to try. But he wanted a change. So he decided to participate in a pull-up championship. But for that, he would need a specialized training exercises that would help him get ready. Mark's character may not be real, but his problems are definitely real. After talking with people involved with disabilities, including specialists and people who have them, we concluded that many people like Mark have the same problem of not having enough motivation, access, and options to exercise. So we want to offer an opportunity to stay active and keep a healthy lifestyle. To help with this goal, we created ThisFit, a mobile application that encourages people with mobility impairments to exercise. So right now, the product is in its finished solution stage with functions and ideas all already sorted out. Also, there are some pictures on the right, with the left being the first screen you see when you open the app, where you are presented with two options: to apply either as the client who receives the help or as the trainer who will provide physical help. And on the right picture, you switched. On the right picture, that is how the client's information input would look like. Simple and all the necessary points included. In the next slide, there are also some examples how the app would look, including the survey a client fills out for the trainer option with the activity preferences, how they want it, the research and tutorials, how the tutorials would guide people in detail, and how to track progress. To achieve this, we need to popularize it through specialists and medical facilities, form partnerships, and acquire people and servers to even function. Future plans also include sponsorships, a reward system, and more disabilities and tutorials. Compared to apps like Evolve21 and Kakana, our app offers the more users choices and independence in the fact that you can choose to work either indoors or outdoors, home, at the gym, or other options, online or in person. It also mainly focuses on the user's preferences and perspectives. Our partnerships would mainly include clinics and hospitals, as well as maybe potential podcasts to spread the word. To make it, we would need tops being 500,000 euros in the long term, main costs going to research and app development, and some of the finances would also come from 10% of the trainer's income because they are using the app. The communications would mostly be through social media and medical facilities. As I mentioned before, also a podcast would be a good option. And the biggest goal to achieve with this app would be to reach 500,000 users in the first year of launching, mostly focusing on Eastern Europe. And yeah, it was all thanks to the team, which I would like to invite on the stage now.
Well, team is gathering here. Experts, you will have 4 minutes for your questions.
Do you know how big is your target group in Latvia?
Our target group we really haven't checked Latvia because our focus is in Europe, first in Scandinavia and Eastern Europe.
So, in your named target countries, did you check how many target people are there?
Our main target audience would be, of course, the Baltic states, Sweden, Norway, and Finland.
Yes, and in these countries, how many people do need your product?
Overall, we checked in Europe that there are 87 million people that are with disability problems.
Okay, thank you.
I forgot my question.
That can happen as well.
Yeah, I would say it's also a very ambitious project with very long-term aims, and a lot of smaller steps are needed to reach the same. Can you share your findings or, again, lessons learned during this week what you figured out. Okay, so that's a good start too, and that really works.
So about funding, yeah, firstly we would try to get some kind of crowdfunding for Kickstarter. We would use, as we mentioned in external communication, social media as such, but also we would contact medical facilities because they have same noble goals and causes, which would also work as proof of concept so that patients and both specialists would know that this is serious task. And perhaps even some gyms, as you probably could have seen, we included an ad at the bottom of the screen on our app, so anybody who wishes to support these people would be more than glad to join with us. Yeah.
Okay. Did you show someone your idea who could use it?
Yes, we talked with the actual patient named Baiba. We also talked with specialists, and Baiba said that she personally is a bit too shy for her to let some patients, some specialists into her own personal space, but she said that it's a great idea because the main problem for these people actually, which surprised us, isn't being shy because they're, well, different. It's actually the difficulties themselves, that they can't really get out of their apartment or go through 5 floors of stairs. You know, it's very difficult. So we figured that this would be a good option if specialists could come to you. But that's only an option. This is what makes our app unique. It's diverse. You have choices whether you want to do it indoors, outdoors, whether you want to do a solo or group session. There's lots of different customization options.
Okay, thank you. Let's say thanks to the teams. Do you have still some energy? And now we will go to those 2 teams who have been the most patient ones, who have waited the longest to get their opportunity to present their solutions. And it will be about the challenge, how might we use IT to boost power of initiative and leadership in local communities. So we are bringing the challenges closer to home. And yeah, let's welcome Team 7.
So hello, I'm a presenter from Team 7, as stated before, and we created moc.edu.org, or a tool that helps to build a bridge between teachers and students. So the problem that we found by interviewing teachers is the fact that there is a lack of information about necessary knowledge for students before entering universities. You could say it's a taken step forward with materials and requirements for the future students. And so the goal was to create this bridge that would connect this issue from the universities to teachers. Currently, we had enough skill to create the prototype, proof of concept website. Of course, if this was to take on further, that would mean that we have to put in more researches in the technical aspects to go towards teachers, to talk with them, and to interest them into our product. So that would mean programming back-end and front-end solutions, gathering said funds, and making the tool available to everyone. So here's our prototype. This is our website. The main point is in the search field where you can search IT, and for it as an example. And it offers you the universities that offer you IT education. So for example, if we go to Vidzeme University, here you can see the faculty, the upcoming presentations, any kind of open events, and the requirements to get into. But our selling point is actually this little bit over here, which is available materials or open source educational materials, which would then also go with the knowledge that the students need. And going back, you can also search, for example, VIA, And here you find, for example, the study fields, news and announcements, for example, hackathons, open lectures that the university offers the students into. And so going forward, our competitors we found 3 of them. One of them was a Latvian website that's been abandoned since 2013. Then there was a DJ's platform, which is in Portugal, and another website that isn't internationally available. We would like to go with partners and cooperations with like E³UDRES², implementing our solution into theirs. And finances, approximately 2K a month, but they drop as you go. External communication would be regional teacher conferences because teachers want to be approached, not informed. And also, like school, that was the 2013, E³UDRES² and Moodle. We did our steps. The next would be advertising, finding funding, grow, and then we could measure our success by how many teachers we have in schools. And here's our team.
Yeah, for the experts, it will be easy to remember the team number, 7. Time for your questions.
What is your target client?
Schools overall and universities, because this is the moment where teachers don't really know how to, not know how to, but they don't know what kind of knowledge specifically they sometimes have to give their students that are entering into universities.
Okay, then the target client is teachers.
And universities too, because it's in everyone's interest to continue this chain of learning.
Yeah, but who is using this? Not the school, not like who is the person?
Both universities and teachers, because universities they offer.
Universities, like who is university here? Well, person in university, teacher from university? No. The person. Teacher, like in school, and the university, it's a who in the university?
If we understand the question correctly, we discussed this, that it could be the person who is responsible for marketing in the university, because there usually is a person who does something like that. So we thought that maybe we could use that.
Okay.
Can you explain maybe once again, so what is the problem you want to solve and how it relates to your solution?
So we did interviews with 27 teachers, no? Something like that. And basically all of them said that all the information about universities is too scrambled, which means that if they want to teach their pupil where they could go next, you know, in like 12th grade or 11th, whatever, they can't find information. It's really, really scrambled. So we are offering a solution where all the information is one place, also with focus on future skills. You know, the materials, open data, and materials like that.
Okay. So you mentioned that you had 3 competitors, and one of them is out of business in 2013. Do you have any idea why they are out?
We don't know why per se, but I checked who made the page, and it looked like also like a student project. So maybe it was just abandoned after, you know, creating it.
Okay. And one more question. So how or what would you need to develop further this project, and what's next? So you've done this so far. What are your next steps? Do you plan to go on? What do you need if you plan to?
Definitely technical aspects, like all the backend stuff, like you know, databases. Definitely connections with the universities, get them interested in the tool, get teachers interested in the tool, basically spreading the word that this tool exists.
Also like attending conventions, like mentioned Skola 2013. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, well, let me share maybe several examples. So if you're interested to continue to work on this idea, you definitely have to check Dream Apply, which is Estonian company providing this kind of services, and then you have to figure out where you are different and where not. And then there is also study portal in the Netherlands, which are also somehow with ambition to cover the whole European area. So it would be very good to see how you compare to those two very popular portals.
Yeah, one of our main selling points was the fact that we could implement it inside E³UDRES², for example, because teachers don't essentially want a whole new website to add to their list on top of their, for example, web searcher. They want something they can say, per se, access from E³UDRES². They, for example, have this button list, so it would be like another edition they can just access.
Okay, final question.
I like the idea, the added value of those teaching materials and events, and that if it's really locally based and I think it could work. But as such a product, I see that it's a product actually owned by state or something like that, or financed by state, because I don't see a business below that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now let's welcome the last team, but not least, and yeah, let's hear. Okay, you can try.
Hello. The last team, but not the least. Can I click on it or not? Somebody maybe has to click over there. Or is, no. Okay. We are E³UDRES², a team of international students with a variety of backgrounds. We're all part of the community of students, so we want to address a problem within this community. Can I? Somebody click? Raise your hand if you're happy about your decision about school. But exactly, not that many hands. That's a problem we want to address. We did a survey to specify this problem. Next. The survey was in Latvian and English. It did 92 responses, telling us the problem is there's no clear information and it is spread across the internet. So there's a need for one place where students can ask other students questions about education. Next. We made an online platform that has all the information about every uni and program they could be interested in, where students can ask questions and share their experiences about their schools. Think about a forum, but it's not cluttered with non-educational information that distracts them, but it's easily to find. The competition there is all specific for one university and are biased because they're selling a product. Education fairs are also not the same because schools are advertising. Our platform is about two-way conversations of students. How will this be possible? We need the support from current students and alumni to provide this information. Our survey said that they would be prepared to do this. The support of the universities and their reach. We can help the universities by being a constant place of survey, so we can help them become a better university. Our idea does not need complicated finances because we're not selling anything physical, we just want to help the people. Right now we do it on a voluntary basis and we will use small ads to cover expenses. With growth comes more costs, but with growth comes more ad revenue. So if you look at it now, the ad platform will be able to run on ad revenue only. Marketing will happen through social media, ads, and C2C advertising. Why C2C? The survey also told us that a lot of students still get their information from family and friends. So our first program will be launched in Latvia, and after a successful launch, the international students can take it to their own region. Next. What do we need? If the traffic on the platform grows, E³UDRES² will grow, and we need more people to run and update the platform in each region, and people to help us with marketing and finance. E³UDRES² is made with a varied team. Each of us used past experiences to bring you E³UDRES². If you want, you can look at our webpage or our ad, or don't, but then you're missing something. Thank you.
Yeah, experts, are you ready for the last questions? This is the final group, so you can give them the best.
No.
5 minutes.
Thank you very much. As I understood, there is a platform or a space where if I'm a student or the children cannot choose the place where I want to study, I can go, just check and ask somebody who's studying there the questions I want. Is it happening in real life, in real time? So I have, or is it somehow, how it works actually? Can you tell a little bit more? Do I get the answers in the real time, or how you will provide the information in this platform is like actual? Because 10 years, like if I passed this university 10 years ago, the situation in the university has been changed, and that.
Yeah. In the beginning, we want to begin with just doing surveys with high school students, so we know what questions to answer. Then with that questions, we can go to the universities and ask them, their students, to answer those basic beginning questions, to have a start of the forum. And then it's real time. Somebody can ask a question, and other people that are online can answer it. And if we see the admins of the platform, we see that some questions aren't answered, we can go to the university and ask, do you have students that can answer these questions? Anyone want to?
And there's a real-time chat as well for people online.
What are the possible risks with your app? For example, what came to my mind, how would you deal with some hate speech if you get some angry student with a teacher?
We want to establish some rules. That's why we need admins who are constantly updating and checking the platform. So we want some community rules. We also, one of the rules is that schools don't come to our platform and just advertise. That's one of the rules. And hate speech, there is no place for it. So we will just, maybe we delete it, maybe we just say like, this is not relevant. We don't know exactly how we do it. That's something we want to see as it happens, what's needed to be done.
Okay, what would you say, one thing, which is the innovation? Like, what is this so innovative about your solution?
Does anyone even want? No. You can compare it to, for example, Reddit. But if you go to Reddit, it's very hard to find something specific. And myself, I get distracted by other fun stuff. And the innovative thing is we want to just make a social educational platform.
Can I add something? I think the innovative point is in our platform is joint contribution. And all the participants, they have the mark and they can contribute their content together. And this content will be available for others. So this is a sustainably growth community.
The big question, I think, is to trust the source, to know that that person actually is studying in that university who is providing that view, as it is not an official view from the university. So and that you don't want. You want to actually get the alternative from the formal opinion. So yeah, that's a challenge. I think you should think with your product, but as such, I think a very nice platform to get some ideas where to study.
Okay, so the final team has Yeah, we actually have spent 2 hours and a bit listening to your presentations. I hope that you feel proud about the results you have showed today, and you are feeling also that there are definitely next steps for your solutions and created products. But yeah, now I invite you all to take a break for 15 minutes. Experts will have to work a little bit. By that time, they will gather the results and will give afterwards you a short feedback how they saw your presentations and what would they just suggest to you to do next. Okay, probably the moment you have been waiting for quite a bit. I will give the opportunity to experts to give you some comments and some feedbacks, how they saw your presentations, what they think about the solutions, and what they can offer you afterwards for the next steps. So welcome. I would like to have you here in the front row.
So, I could say what an interesting morning or midday for me, and thank you very much for such a passionate work you have done. And if somebody is doubtful, why should I do something like that, I could say that definitely sometimes in your life you will remember these 2 weeks and say, yes, there's something I get from this practical working on practical challenges. From my point of view, all your presentations was very, very interesting, and also from pitching practice it was very good. And I could say applause to all the presenters. They deserved some kind of candies at least today. Then the feedback from my side, what I could say, we divided somehow. I will not cover all teams. So first of all, I want to say about the younger team. Start tomorrow. I believe in your product. I believe in that that you can do that, and I believe in the concept, in the visualization. It's a really good one already. Prototype you have. Just do it. Then about both teams who worked on Challenge 3. I think that you have the most complicated challenge, actually, and both teams deserved really also applause, I think, because of that. And I strongly believe that we need that kind of solutions in Latvia, not only in Latvia, also in Europe and in the world. But what I would suggest to you is to narrow your product, because both solutions was very, very, very broad. You are trying to solve systematic problems, and my suggestion is start with something one. With the smaller thing, and then go ahead and try to build that product solving the systematic problems. One more, one of my very, very favorite ones is Tava Taka. Thank you. I believe in that. And I hope that with this initiative and with this product, we will solve the core problem. And the core problem is that the environment around us is not accessible. So this is one step to that direction. So thank you very much for providing that solution. And for both teams on this issue, thank you very much. But for you, from my side, very, very compliments on that.
Okay.
Yes, Juris,
yes,
the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. I also agree with Liga that you all done a great job, and I think if you think the hardest part was this one, then no, those 2 weeks was the hardest part, and thank you for your presentation, and I think you all gained something from all this process. So, on my point of view, so about the teams, well, About which one I would say something? Yes, about the teams. If you believe in your idea and you want to continue to work on it, don't hesitate to contact me. You can ask for contacts in university, and I would be glad to help you to think deeper about all the issues or problems or challenges you have through this, your challenge. But if you will not continue to work on it, then don't waste my time or someone else's time, because I know you are big teams and not all are engaged or not all are involved probably so deep, so don't be that guy who says, okay, I will, but then you don't do anything. It's fair. Yeah, sure. Okay, about the teams, yes. The both podcast teams. Yes, all those both ideas was really good, and probably even you could come together and make something more not challenging, but even better product. So the first team. I like it very much, and what I could suggest, not to be afraid to talk in your podcasts what university don't want you to talk about. But in the same time, you need to check, this credibility of this information, or is it really true? The same is about this team, the last team. That covers also maybe some kind of disinformation about what is going on in a university, because the students telling what is going on, and you need to check this information. But truly, yes, it is. I think nowadays the people from schools, they don't look at university as a place who give diploma. They think is all those lectures are interesting? Is this teacher is interesting? There will be something fun to do, and who can answer these questions? Only students, because the university is just like always advertising that how we are good, we have such a good I don't know, this equipment, but they don't say that this equipment can use only, I don't know, the fourth-year students. Yeah? Okay, I like those ideas. About what else? Yes, Tavataka and this fit. I also agree with Liga. I have some new ideas also how to improve something, how to change a bit it. If you want my ideas, you can contact me. Yes, I said about it.
We've had a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with Liga about those challenges which are related to rehabilitation. It's you need to cut something down. It's so you took it so big, and you need to start with something. Then you need to, first of all, for all the teams, it's really important to talk to your potential client or customer, and you all need to do this research more to truly understand if they need it, will they use it, and how they will use this product or application or your service. So, okay, if someone wants to talk to me, find me, and thank you very much.
I know where he is sitting. Just one thing I forgot from Valmiera Development Agency. For the team, my own choice, we are also working with the career guidance support, and I think that this product could be linked to the activities related to career guidance support we are providing to teachers, and so if you are interested, they're very welcome to really cooperate on the next projects related to that product.
Thank you both, Liga and Juris, for very valuable, I would say, insights. So how to connect what we do at the university with what's going on outside university in our regions. But let me now continue from my side. Of course, I would say the best congratulations to you and my deepest compliments to you for being here and for actually becoming ambassadors of E³UDRES project. So it's just a picture on a screen while there are no people behind. And I would say the highest added value for me is that you are now those who are behind that picture and those letters, E³UDRES. And I really say thank you to students, to teachers, to organizers, and also external, all the people who came and discussed with you that you found your own E³UDRES and you made it happen, so that the thing that you were able to come here in front of everyone and say what was your result, where are you at the moment, so that's really an added value for us. And still, I have to say that you are my favorite kids in this family. And but anyway, they are favorite of favorites kids. And I would go for Team 2 and Startigation. And I really link this to other opportunities what are behind E³UDRES project. And there are things still to negotiate, but working more on how to find, how to connect startups and young people in the university or maybe even before the university, because there is no other way than we find those structures, those procedures or activities, whether we do it at the university or you as a startup or in cooperation with some external partners. And second, my favorite of favorites, Team 8. I'm not sure if the title is correct, App for Free Time, but that was also, I see there are great things to work on, because the idea of doing mindful things and evaluating what you do, because at the end it's just about yourself, and the sooner you find what you like and you are ready to invest in that time and combine it at the end with your career. And I would say if you find those 4 and 5 places, things what you like to do and there is added value, so that's really a way to a successful career. So thanks a lot, and I pass now to Alvis.
Thank you. Hello. Yes, thank you. How much time do I have? 45 minutes? Okay. Right. I actually enjoyed all your presentations, partly also because I was involved in helping you with them. But for me, it was observing every one of you throughout this week. I was less involved in the beginning and last week, but for this time, I was hoping to get more work done that I need in my day-to-day things to do. But I was engaged, and the E³UDRES is about engagement. I was engaged more than I was expecting to, and I'm really grateful for that. Especially to Ines and Inguna, because we were coming together and we were having these discussions how things can be done better than they might be looking from our perspective. But it's also about something I've said in the beginning. You remember, for me, a Latvian pilot comes. What comes to my mind when I think about pilots? Do you remember what I said? Actual pilot sitting in front of the plane and navigating. So, and what is important to fly? For flying, it's important to get the initial speed, right? To get the platform, right? You need, yeah, well, of course we need a plane. That's the university. That's the place. Then we need the runway, and then we need to get the right speed, the right momentum, and then we can go in the air. And when we are in the air, we have lots of space up and down, left and right, and we can go many spaces. And I think this is what we've provided also in a way that you have a setting, you have place, you have the plane. You have basic sets of rules, you need this momentum, but then once you get off the ground, you are operating in a little unknown. So you have to find the target where you want to go, and you also choose the path how you are going to get there. So some of you chose quite concrete, quite clear destination, and you got there, maybe not as quickly as you wanted to, but you did. Some of you chose several things, and it took you maybe more effort, but you also did quite a good job. So, and it's one thing that also E³UDRES is about, that to learn, to communicate, and to operate in uncertain conditions. So what I really liked and I really enjoyed that you were working in these interdisciplinary groups. Maybe for some of you this is quite okay, quite common, and you're tired of that, but I think for many students here, at least in Valmiera, like IT students, mechatronics students, this is a bit challenging. So, but this is what you will have to deal with when you graduate. You will have to work with different people, try to communicate, try to talk to your clients, try to communicate back it to somebody who can code that. So it was very, very interesting to observe this process. And yeah, now further.
I will take further on.
You take further on. So I want to thank again the team who was behind here. And Inguna, please.
I will go a step back. When you were all wondering, like, what will be your takeaway and what will be the end game and what will happen to your solutions afterwards, I hope that you have heard now for quite concrete offers come. We will find and help you to get these results, which you place probably in the missing resources or in the finances. So these are the opportunities for your solutions, for your products, and not only the study course you have finished and you will get your marks within the couple of weeks, but take away this cooperation, these experts you are having access to now, and do not get upset that you are not receiving some kind of medal, which you would get on the shelf and it will be covered with the dust after 2 weeks. But yeah, get the experts, get the next real steps you can do with your solutions. I would like to thank you to each of the experts. I will ask Inesa to help. Thank you, Juris. Līga, Iveta, and Alvis. Yeah, from our side, do not run away. You will have an opportunity to talk with your EEs once again and give some feedback there. We will have something prepared for you. Liga mentioned sweets, but it's some type of that to bring your energy level and sugar level back a bit. But yeah, all of these 3 hours we have spent together. Yeah, you can take the places. Yeah, you can take. All these 3 hours we have been talking about your solutions. We have heard the experts, but actually somehow silently we have skipped the most important support you have had during this week and also in the previous weeks. So I would like to bring here and invite also our EEs who were being who were spending hours without sleep as much as you did. So Agita and Janja, Baiba, Lisa, Christina, Judith, Ilse, Rick, Linda, Adrian, so yeah, this is your super team and your best coaches and experts. Do not lose the contact with them as well. Keep in touch, and probably they will be happy to share some of sleepless hours on the next steps of the solutions together with you as well. And yeah. From our side, there will be some small thank you to you as well. But for those who have been watching this patiently for 3 hours, also an online stream, thanks again for joining us. Thanks for listening to the student ideas. And maybe in some time we will see some of them also in a real market share somewhere in the field. Thank you.